What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL, aka Fantasy Houdini. Everybody's been asking for this. I told y'all on Twitter I would, so guess what? I got you. Okay? Now I am very good and have been very successful at the NBA DFS. But I have been just as successful, if not more, at the NFL. I grew up watching it. I am a huge NFL lover. I love it. DFS for NFL heightens it just like it does with NBA. Like watching the NBA games when you got players going just heightens the excitement so much. Same goes for NFL, man. So I got to do this for my fucking DFS squad. What's up, y'all? Let's do it. Let's get straight into it, man. Y'all requested it. I got you. Now, I'm doing the 4-game slate tomorrow, which covers all of the games total. I'm not doing just a late game because I don't like doing the 2-game slates. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to have pretty much the same lineup. It's really lame. You're only going to end up getting like barely anything. I go for all or nothing. Okay? Pretty much I'm going all or nothing. And with this lineup I'm about to show you guys, it's okay to do that. Trust me. Okay? I've got a good one here for you guys. I've been studying this all day, preparing myself for it, and I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Now for quarterback. I really wanted Ben Roethlisberger, but once I got to setting the lineup, it was hard to keep Ben in. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going cheap at quarterback. We all know that cheap quarterbacks can perform well, especially in this situation. We're going to have the lesser quarterbacks doing much better because they're in a situation where they really want to show out. You know what I'm saying? They gotta win these games. You know, it's not the. I don't like playing the DFS slate where they might rest people last minute and stuff like that. That's why I haven't done a video on it recently. Okay, every single player from all of these games are going to be trying their hardest. They're all in it to win it. All right. So now, speaking of that, we have Roethlisberger, who's a good play, guys. If you want to play him, he's at home against Miami. That's a wonderful play. I'm fading Aaron Rodgers, okay? I'm not saying he's going to do bad, guys. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and he's at home. It's going to be freezing fucking cold there. Not only that, but they're going against the Giants, who have had a very solid secondary this year, as you'll see with the second-ranked secondary in the league over to the right, okay? Now, I don't really usually care about the red or the green ratings, okay? Because you know football or you don't know football, okay? I know defenses, I know secondaries, I know every single part of every single team. I've been watching it for so long, studying it for so long, that Aaron Rodgers against New York just is not the key play for this slate, guys. You can go better, okay? I'm not saying better at quarterback because, like I said, I'm going cheaper for a quarterback, guys. I'm just saying, if you want to go Aaron Rodgers, you're taking a bit of a risk because there's other quarterbacks that are much cheaper that'll do just as well. Okay, so don't do that, guys. If you want to win first place, you need to take risks, okay? And that's exactly what we're about to do. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to go through these quarterbacks and why I like them or why I don't right now, and then I'm going to get to the guy that I'm actually putting in the lineup. Russell Wilson against Detroit. I really like it, okay? Detroit might have problems moving the ball. Their offense is legit, okay? Stafford's been playing amazing. Stafford's been on fire. He's been very good. He's gotten dinged up a few times, but he's on fire. He plays better in situations like this. Okay, so I like Matthew Stafford, and Russell Wilson is a great play as well at home against Detroit. It's super fucking loud there, man. The 12th man, which is what they call the fans in Seattle, they are really they are a key to a lot of Seattle's success, man. They make it hard for offenses to play call. They make it hard at the line for offensive lines to hear what's going on, or audibles. It's hard for everything to work smoothly with that loud ass loyal ass fans they have out there, man. Shout out to the 12th man, man. Y'all are fucking the shit out there, man. Now, Russell Wilson's going to have a good game, guys. If you want to go him, I'm not going to hate you for it. Detroit's got the worst secondary possible to mankind. You could cut both of my arms off and I'll throw 300 yards against Detroit. Okay? Don't ask me how, but I'll do it. All right? Now, Eli Manning against Green Bay. I like Eli more than I like Aaron. That might sound crazy to you guys. Eli is going against a much easier secondary, okay? Green Bay has been very good against the run. but they cannot stop the pass whatsoever. And on top of that, Aaron Rodgers is going to score because Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Okay? He's going to score. You just can't hold him out of the end zone. He's going to get in the end zone, guys. I'm guessing 2 to 3 times probably, okay? He's going to get in the end zone. Now, New York's going to have to throw the ball to keep up, okay? So I really like Eli Manning in this slate. That's cool too. But like I said, I'm going cheaper at quarterback, guys. The way to go, like what I've noticed the most is on these top winning lineups that win every weekend, they have a quarterback that was very down the list, okay? They don't really get all of the teams that win first place. Most of the time, 95% of the time, they have one of the cheaper quarterbacks. They don't go all out for a top quarterback. Now, there were a few times throughout the year that Matt Ryan was super hot, and he was pricey, and people played him, and they ended up winning big because of him, yes. But a lot of times, you win by playing the best wide receivers, especially in DraftKings, guys. Remember, DraftKings is a PPR, okay, points per reception. Okay, so you want to play players that get a lot of passes passed to them. You want to play running backs that catch the ball predominantly. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm going to have Le'Veon Bell, of course. You can't win without Le'Veon in the lineup against Miami in Pittsburgh. But anyways, yeah, guys, this is PPR. If you didn't know, now you know, okay? So you got to make sure that you put people in the lineups that are suited for PPR formats, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get to the quarterback I'm putting in right here, guys. Now, Pittsburgh's got one of the most amazing offenses in the league. These guys can put up tons of points super quickly. I do not see Miami being able to hold any part of that offense through the air or on the ground. Miami's not going to stop anything. On top of that, they're on the road in Pittsburgh. Okay, Pittsburgh is going to be hype as hell, man. All right? They're in it. You know what I'm saying? They're in there. They're going to be going super hard, okay? I really like Pittsburgh offensive players today, which is why I love Ben Roethlisberger, but I wasn't able to fit him in the salary cap, getting all the other positions I wanted. Like I said, I really was striving to get some really good PPR players in there, and it costed me a little more money because of it, all right? Matt Moore, guys. I just said all that about Pittsburgh's offense because I was leading myself up to telling you guys Matt Moore has been on fire the last 2 games. Let's open them up, guys. And by the way, if you're new to DraftKings and you want to look at the game log like I look at right here, all you do is tap on the player's face and it'll pop this up. If you just tap on his actual thing, all it'll do is put him in your lineup. You got to tap on his face, okay? For people who didn't know that, I've had a few comments down below asking how I do that. There you go. Now, Matt Moore will be starting, which is awesome because honestly, Miami needed to see what life is like without Tannehill, man. I'm not a Tannehill fan. I do not think Tannehill is very good. If you guys like Tannehill, go ahead and roast me in the comment section. But I do not like Tannehill, all right? I really don't. I am not a fan. I really like Matt Moore. He makes smart decisions. He's got a very good arm strength. He's very accurate. I really like Matt Moore, okay, guys? He's not as mobile as Tannehill. Tannehill can get out of that pocket and really make some moves. Tannehill's real tough. But that doesn't even matter at the quarterback position. You want somebody who's going to air it out. Miami needs somebody who's going to air it out. And that's Matt Moore against Pittsburgh, man. The last 3 games he's gotten the start. He went 24 fantasy points against the Jets. Their secondary sucks. He went 16 against Buffalo, which they're actually not bad, and 15 against New England, which New England is very good, okay? Now, Pittsburgh is not good, guys. They're not good. It might say 7th ranked against quarterbacks. They're not good in the air, man. And with Pittsburgh, with the game flow of this game, Pittsburgh is going to have no problem scoring a lot of points on Miami. So Matt Moore is going to be doing nothing but airing the ball out, okay? Which is why I'm not really into playing Jay Ajayi, okay? He has had a great season, and shout out to him. He came out of nowhere, okay? He came out of nowhere. He was living in Lamar Miller's shadow for the longest, and finally he's come out of nowhere, and he had a few awesome-ass games, okay? He is coming down to reality as of late, which he's not going to get 200 yards a game. That was a joke, okay? That's not going to happen very often with Jay Ajayi, okay? He was very excited to finally get his opportunity, and he just played his heart out. He played his little heart out, and he fucking did it. He did very well. But, anyways, yes, Matt Moore, guys, at quarterback position, okay? Understand the game flow concept, guys. When it comes to football, you really want to understand that game flow concept. If they're going against an offense that's going to have no problem scoring against them, you want the opposing quarterback. You want that quarterback that's going to be having to air it out like a motherfucker to keep up with that team, man. So Matt Moore is a good play. I see 15 to 20, maybe even more than that, which is very good for a quarterback only $5,100, guys. So that's the key to the number one lineup this weekend. Matt Moore, honestly. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the key. It's the building block to the lineup this week. Now, running backs. I'm going to start with the cheap. You know what? I'm going to start with the obvious. Le'Veon Bell, guys. Le'Veon Bell does it all for this Pittsburgh offense. And like I said before, Pittsburgh's going to have no problem scoring on Miami. Le'Veon's going to get it through the air. He's going to get it on the ground. I am a huge Le'Veon Bell fan. He is the man. His patience, seeing him get that handoff and just chill, kind of pretty much he walks behind the line. When he sees an opening, he bursts through that motherfucker. Like, he is awesome to watch. I love watching him. He's the best running back in the league. Him and David Johnson. All right? So that's an obvious play. You got to have a star in there. You got to have Le'Veon Bell in. Now, here's where I go cheaper, guys. Here's a player that has been showing out the last couple weeks. He finally got his opportunity. He's getting all the carries. All the carries, guys, which Detroit needed this, okay? And yes, I just ruined the excitement by telling you Detroit needed this. Zach Zenner, I understand the matchup is hard against Seattle, guys. I understand that's a tough matchup, and it's hard to understand, okay? Detroit's handing the ball to this guy a lot. He's been making it work. Okay, he's been making it work. He's been getting tons of carries. Lately, they have been giving him the fucking rock and letting him do his thing. Now, Green Bay's got a very good run defense, and he got 21 fantasy points against them. So, I don't see 21, but I see at least 12 to 15 out of him against Seattle, which is cool for that price tag of $4,500. All right? So, we got him in our lineup, guys. At wide receiver, let's start it off at wide receiver, guys. First player I'm going with. You got to link PPR players up with an offense that it has got huge firepower. Now, I told you guys about the Giants secondary. They have a very good secondary, but a player who has been getting so many targets that it doesn't even matter is Davante Adams at home. Okay? Davante Adams. Now listen, Giants are going to have no problem scoring on Green Bay. Green Bay's going to have to score as well. I see Davante Adams getting in the end zone probably for about 80 yards and about 7 to 8 catches. He's going to have a very solid game. I could see him going 15 to 20 easy. Okay, so Davante Adams, get him in your lineup, guys. Next wide receiver, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hit you guys with one of my favorite players. He's had a slow year. This is one of my favorite players in the NFL. And don't ask me why. I just love him. I always put him on my fantasy teams because I'm always in PPR fantasy leagues. He's a PPR monster. And like I told you, DraftKings is PPR format. So you got to go PPR monsters. And who's more of a PPR monster than Jarvis Landry? Now, when Matt Moore, with Tannehill, he was struggling, okay? He started the year off okay. He really went to struggling, okay? Now, that Pittsburgh secondary is not going to be able to hold Landry, guys. And like I said, Pittsburgh's going to get up big. Miami's going to have to throw. And who are they going to throw to? They have Devontae Parker and Jarvis Landry. And Jarvis Landry gets crazy amount of targets. I'm talking 10 to fucking 12 targets a game. With Matt Moore especially. Matt Moore hones in on him. Matt Moore loves him. Put Jarvis Landry in your lineup, guys. Put him in, guys. Now, a little bit of a sleeper pick for me this week, okay? A guy by the name of Eli Rogers for Pittsburgh, guys. He's the slot receiver in Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger loves this guy, and when Ben has been healthy and Eli's been healthy and they play together, they are great together. Ben Roethlisberger loves this dude. He loves him. He gets good amount of targets. Miami has no secondary to stop him. He averages about 6 to 7 targets a game, which will be fine. Hopefully he gets into the end zone. If not, the targets and stuff should give him enough for 10 to 12 points, which is good enough. Okay, that's good enough, guys. Now, let's put him in our lineups, guys. Now we've got Devontae Adams, who's a monster. Landry, who's a monster. Rodgers, who's a monster. All three are PPR guys, okay? Now, at tight end, guys, with this slate, there's not really many good tight end options, okay? So I'm going the top option on the board, Jimmy Graham, man. Jimmy Graham against Detroit. Detroit can't stop anything. They're horrible stopping anything. Russell Wilson and Jimmy Graham are going to have a great game, okay? A great game. So you got to have Jimmy Graham in that lineup. Now, let's go to defense. I'm going to be honest with you guys. As you know, Derek Carr is out, okay? They've got the new guy, Connor Cook. Connor Cook is a decent quarterback, but being put in this type of situation for him is going to be too much to handle. He's going against a defense that already is one of the better defenses in the league, guys. As you see, they're fourth against the pass, man. They're fourth against quarterbacks, okay? They have a good secondary. They have a good line. They put pressure. I expect them to put a lot of pressure on Connor Cook and really make him force into some mistakes, okay? There's too much pressure on this kid. Okay? There's too much pressure on him, man. He's a good quarterback. I watched him in college. He played very well. He's a good guy. He's a good quarterback. But Houston's defense is going to be way too much for him to handle, and they're the top on the slate for a good reason. Houston against Oakland. I'm very sorry. Just a shout out to all the Oakland fans, man. I'm sorry you guys lost Derek Carr, man. Y'all were having such a great year. Okay? Hopefully y'all can still pull it out. I love the Raiders. I love the Raiders. But it's going to be tough sledding against that Houston D. It's going to be really tough sledding against that Houston D, guys. All right, and with Connor Cook being put in such a stressful position so quickly, it's going to be a struggle for him. I see a few picks at least, okay? So that's a good defense to play. Now, here's the pick I love, guys, because this guy can be wishy-washy, all right? And I loved him in Miami. I mean, I loved him in Miami. I had him the year he ended up having a great season. I had him in my fantasy league, all right? He had a great season. And I'm talking about a guy named Lamar Miller playing at home in Houston. Now, I was just explaining to you guys the whole game flow situation, okay? This Oakland-Houston game is going to be low scoring. You got Connor Cook. You got Osweiler. Both are Cook's in a bad position, coming out of nowhere, having to carry this team. You know what I'm saying? And they had such a great year, and putting that weight on his shoulders is going to be too much for him to handle, man. And Osweiler just isn't good. I don't know why Houston paid him that much money to come to Houston. Okay, I understand he learned from Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's one of the best to ever play the game. I understand that. But Osweiler is not Peyton Manning, so there's no need for all that money. Osweiler is not that good, okay? This is going to be a low-scoring affair. And in low-scoring affairs, you want to play the running backs in those situations, guys. Lamar Miller's going to get a ton of touches. A ton of touches, okay? The last couple weeks, they've been handing the ball 20-plus times. Against the Colts, he worked out 107 yards. Against the Jaguars, he worked out 63 yards. Now, Oakland's one of the worst against the run, guys. So the situation's just set up perfectly for Lamar Miller to have a big game, guys. A big monster game. Now, here's the lineup, guys. I'm going to go through it real quick for you. Matt Moore against Pittsburgh with that game flow. Awesome pick. Le'Veon Bell, I don't even need to cover that. We all know he's the best. He's going to put those points up. Zach Zenner, opportunity. We're going opportunity, okay? I see him getting in the end zone. That's a great opportunity for him. He's been getting a lot of touches. Devontae Adams, PPR man. Been doing great with Aaron Rodgers. He's got a very good connection with Aaron Rodgers this year, and they're at home in Green Bay. New York's going to score no problem. It's going to be a nice, decent score game, okay? Jarvis Landry, he's a PPR monster, guys, and especially with Matt Moore in. Matt Moore is going to hone in on him, and they are going to be trailing a lot of the game. They got to throw to score. That's a good play, guys. Eli Rogers, he's very good across the middle. Miami can't stop anybody. Ben Roethlisberger will connect with him several times in this game, guys. Jimmy Graham against Detroit. Okay? I don't see Seattle holding Detroit to 0, okay? Matthew Stafford plays too good in these type of situations. He's going to make it work. He's going to do what he can, okay? Jimmy Graham is going to get some catches. He's going to get a lot of targets. He most likely will get in the end zone, okay? Detroit not only has a bad secondary, but they are horrible against tight ends, and Jimmy Graham's one of the best tight ends in the league, guys. And with this situation, players are going to start really performing. The stars really show up. Okay, the stars really show up in these type of situations. They show exactly why they are considered stars in these situations. So don't get caught slipping. Have Jimmy in there. Lamar Miller, game flow, awesome situation against Oakland. They suck against the run. Great situation, guys. Lamar Miller, 20-plus touches. Good day. Houston Texans against Connor Cook, man. Connor Cook's a good guy, man. I'm sorry, but you're going to struggle against Houston's defense. Shout out to the DFS squad, man. I hope everybody wins a ton of money off this lineup. I will be playing this lineup. Let's get this money, man. DFS squad. Comment down below. Any questions or concerns, make sure you like this video. Make sure you let me know if you definitely want me to keep doing this, all right? Throughout these playoffs and stuff, I will definitely keep doing this if you guys really, really want it. I love football, guys. Football is my life. I play fantasy football every year, 2 or 3 leagues at least. I love it. I grew up on it. When I was a baby, my dad used to just put football on the TV constantly. I grew up around it. That's all I know, okay? Let's get it, guys. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.